Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Fan Art Friday. This week I'm getting into the Christmas spirits and I'm going to be working on a drawing of the Grinch. I love the Grinch's character, I love the Dr. Seuss books, and the film with Jim Carrey is really funny as well. It's one of the films that I really love to watch around the week of Christmas each year. And actually the main film that I love to watch on Christmas Eve every year to get me into the Christmas mood is The Muppets Christmas Carol. I absolutely love watching that film, and I always make sure to watch it on Christmas Eve. Do you have any films like that you like to watch? Let me know in the comments below. For this drawing, I took influences from the film and from the Dr. Seuss books. The books have that really bright, bold colouring that I wanted to use for this drawing. Starting off with the outlines, I used a Pigma Micron 05 to add all of the thicker outlines around the outer edges, and then for the finer outlines, adding the hairs around the outside of the Grinch's face and to add the eyebrows, I used a Copic Multiliner SP 0.03mm. Once I'd finished working on the outlines and I cleaned up those lines as much as possible, it was time to work on the colouring. And for the colouring of this drawing, I used Copic Markers, starting off by working on his green skin tones. For this, I started placing the darker colouring first with a moss marker, and then blended outwards with the greyish olive. And finally, to add the lightest skin tone, I was using a lime green marker. And once I placed all of that colouring down, it wasn't kind of that lime green that you see in the books and in the film. So I placed a full layer of colouring over the top of all of that with a new leaf. This marker had the kind of skin tone that I was looking for, and it really, once blended over the top of the other colours, I was really pleased with how it was looking. For the shading of the Grinch's nose, I used Cool Grey 3, 5 and 7. I also used Cool Grey 3 and 5 to add the shading to his teeth as well. For the Grinch's eyes, I used Buttercup Yellow, and I used Crimson to add the colouring to his pupils. And then to add some extra shading around that area, I used a mixture of Cool Grey 3 and 5 again. Once I was happy with all of the colouring on the face, I used my Uni-Ball Signo Broad white ink pen to add highlights to the eyes, the nose and to his lips. I also added some extra shading around the face with the Cool Grey 5 marker, and also used a white Prismacolor pencil to add some hairs around his face. Moving on from that, for the colouring of his chest hair, I added a base layer of colouring with the greyish olive, and then I placed shading to each individual lock of hair with a bush marker. And I also tried using the white Prismacolor pencil to add some extra highlights to these hairs as well. For the shading on the white area of the Santa coat that he's wearing, I used a mixture of Cool Grey 3 and 5. I used the Cool Grey 3 to try and create a kind of a woolen pattern, and then used the Cool Grey 5 to add some shading around the bottom of that area. I actually tried to use my Uni-Ball highlighter pen to create that wool texture by adding lots of scribbly lines. This is something that I hadn't tried before, and I wasn't sure how it was going to look, but hopefully it worked out. It was worth the try anyway. I used the same method to add the wool texture to his Santa hat as well. And then for the red parts of his hat and his coat, I used a crimson marker and I used a cardinal marker to add the shading to those areas. For the background colour of this drawing, I decided to use a sky blue marker, going along with the theme of the Dr. Seuss books, where they have lots of bright primary colours. And then after that, as a final part of this drawing, I used my Uni-Ball highlighter pen to add a highlight going all the way around the Grinch, and to add lots of snow in the background. After that, this drawing was completed, and it really helped me to get into the Christmas mood by working on this one and the Christmas dragon last week. I had a huge amount of fun working on them, and it was nice to try some different Christmas drawings this year. I really hope you enjoy watching this video, and if you have any suggestions for future fan art or fantasy art videos, then please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate reading through your suggestions. It means a lot to me every week, and it really does help me out. If you enjoy watching videos like this, then make sure you're subscribed, and any likes or shares are hugely appreciated, and it really means a lot to me. If you want to keep up to date with everything I'm working on and follow my progress photos, then be sure to check out the links in the description box below to check out my Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. And once again, thank you so much for the support on this channel, and thanks for watching this video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you all soon.